Micca flew in last night and we wound up hitting the streets.
Okay. Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Micca flew in last night and we wound up hitting the streets.
Okay. Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Micca flew in last night and we wound up hitting the streets.
Okay. Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Micca meeting Anton Daniels might be one of the worst decisions she done made in her goddamn life, especially if you're talking about socially, especially when you're talking about the things that represent your image. It might be one of the worst things to happen to Micca is meeting Anton Daniels. Now, on the backside, it could be very lucrative. It could have been very progressive. But when it comes to her image, that shit destroyed. Here another video. The GOAT Taz brought this to my attention.
From AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Just woke up this morning. Last night was insane. It was absolutely wild. Micca flew in last night and we wound up hitting the streets. And I got a little bit of a crazy story, something that I didn't know, but I'm gonna keep y'all up to date. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Just woke up this morning. Last night was insane. It was absolutely wild. Micca flew in last night and we wound up hitting the streets. And I got a little bit of a crazy.
Right off the rip, soon as Anton Daniels wake up, he thinking about goddamn Micca. I'm not saying nothing happened last night. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to remind you, Micca went on Talk Perspective and said this.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends?
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not we were, me and you were shooting here and then we just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you want to go out to the blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
No.
Now, she said they wasn't friends. She said they did not hang out. But the first thing this nigga do after y'all done hung out last night is get up and tell the motherfucking internet. Now, it seemed harmless. At the time, it could have been harmless. But, Anton got to tell everybody about his goddamn life. Reach far, far, far back. And it's like, we pulling receipts. I don't pull receipts, nigga. I pull files. Your favorite YouTube private investigator. Pull the files, my nigga. And we gonna write that shit down. Y'all already know my favorite emoji. We writing that shit down. Because this is a dynamic between two married people. One in Anton Daniels, two in Micca. I would say her full name, but it ain't that necessary. Because she go by Micca, so we gonna respect that, and I'm gonna respect her goddamn husband. But you got two dynamics. One man, wife, seems like she don't give a damn. It's for content. She can deal with it like that. It has built them a life of luxury on side of the different type of jobs, or your daddy goddamn trust fund money. I haven't confirmed that, but I'll look into that shit. But people saying it. So he has taken some money and stretched it. One thing y'all can't say this nigga don't do, it work motherfucking hard when it comes to this content. But the downside of you putting everything on the goddamn internet when it comes to dynamics and situations like this, and you speaking like you just this player and you got all the hoes, it backfired on a married woman. Right? So this the downside. If Anton Daniels was doing this with a single woman, people would talk about it, but it won't last no 30 to goddamn 90 days. This might be like the 40th day. Or damn near. Well, this might be day 34, 35. If he was if that woman, Micca, was single, we wouldn't be diving into it like that. We'd have talked about it. We'd have called him a hypocrite. But now it just seems like the degenerate behavior Anton Daniels talks about in shame, which is cool in the black community. It's like he's a participant in it, which he really is. All this single mother baby shit talk he be talking, you gonna fuck around and create a single mother. Her name gonna be Micca. Cause I guarantee you her husband seeing this shit and he wanna say something, take it from me. I guarantee her husband seeing this shit, I got a lot to say about it. And this might be some divorce activity going on. You feel me? Because if it was my wife, that's how I'll be thinking until I get to the bottom of everything. So when y'all keep doing these videos, one thing, you putting fuel to the fire when it comes to Anton Daniels and him claiming to be this Christian man, all these values and this shit. You putting fuel to the fire on the married woman for disrespecting her husband like this, and you also putting her husband on game. I'm not advocating for nobody to divorce. I'm advocating for somebody to get down to the bottom of it. And he can decide what he want to do after all this shit is laid on the table for him. If he want to forgive his wife, he can do that. If he want to leave her, he can do that. But it's going to be some type of repercussion. But let's get back into it.
Story, something that I didn't know, but I'm going to keep y'all up to date. You can see the whole city behind me. I'm going to keep y'all up to date, and I want to have a conversation with y'all about something that I learned while at the same time getting trespassed from a property. So, out and about, you know what I'm saying? We did the live stream on After Hours. Sun is busting. City is dope. You can see the whole city around me and stuff like that. But
he gonna talk about how he going to the casino. We're gonna fast forward this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all, we know what you're here for.
Like, what's going on? Like, the only time that I've ever had an encounter with security is if they walking me to my car because I want to be safe, or they walking me to.
Basically, he was playing $1,000 a hand. He was winning. And they got down casino, and they was like, "Oh, big dog, you got a bad bitch next to you. You can't be winning this much money. She gonna want you more than she want her husband." That's what basically he was trying to say.
The valet because I want to be safe, and I got a lot of money on me, or I got a lot of cash on me.
And she ain't got no broke husband. Let's just say that.
And I don't want nothing to happen. So usually they'll have security over at MGM want me out, but I've never had an interaction with security outside of that. So he's like, "Yo, they don't want your action." What do you mean you don't want my action? They don't want your action. I'm like, why wouldn't they want my action? It's the dice table. It's not blackjack. Usually the only thing that you can really get pushed off on is blackjack. They can say, "Yo, we don't want your business because you counting cards," or something like that. But I'm literally just there for fun. So I'm around even, or I might be up a little bit, like a couple $1,000s, and I'm just chilling. And so me and Micca looking at each other like, what is this? Long story, what is this? $1,000, and I'm just chilling. And so me and Micca looking at each other like, what is this? Even, or I might be up a little bit, like a couple $1,000s, and I'm just chilling. And so me and Micca looking at each other like, what is this?
So she tried to explain the fact that they only had a business relationship to the dude Orlando Fox on Talk Perspective. Now, this was filmed July 13th, 2024, right? If Micca's husband watching this shit, see what was going down July 13th, 2024 with your goddamn wife. She say she tell him everything. Maybe he know about this shit. Maybe he know they was hanging out at the casino. And to be pretty fair, bro, when you just meeting business partners, male or female, you are gonna treat them. You know what I'm saying? You are going to make sure y'all go enjoy each other's time. And, You could talk about business in these particular establishments. They got cigar bars. They got pool house. They got a lot of shit. So I'm not just too honed in on that. I'm only honed in on it because you said we don't hang out. That would infer that we are friends. Your own words is bringing this judgment and retribution. Both of y'all. Y'all own words are causing these things. Y'all own past words, future, and goddamn present. Why are they so on our case like that? I heard Angry Man said we hating on goddamn Anton Daniels. Then I asked Angry Man a question, shit. What about the people making the videos about goddamn Micca? Are we hating on her too? He said absolutely. I said, your ass tripping. We just pointed out because when it was Travis Hunter, right? When it was Travis Hunter, Anton Daniels had a lot to say about it. Angry Man had a lot to say about it. But when it's their partner, we hating. I can't hate on another man. What Anton eat don't make me shit. Do you hear me? But my shit named House of Hypocrites. And what do I do? Expose hypocrites. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm about to expose myself. No diddy. I'm about to expose myself for going viral for being a deadbeat. I had 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Nigga really try to use that as ammunition. Niggas, you really try to use that as ammunition. Bitch, is fake. That was a real character. Now we exposing Anton and Micca's character. But I'm gonna expose me too. It's been 3 years.
And I'm so glad that I have a witness, because a lot of times when you tell the details of a story and you start to explain it to people, a lot of times they don't really get it, or because they've never seen it before, it seems like something that's, you know what I'm saying, crazy or weird or something that wouldn't happen. It's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane.
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, y'all try to say that the Patreon shit fake, probably is, I don't care. One thing y'all can't say, that nigga got that bag. That's a beautiful fucking view. Anton might be waking up bald and mad and out of shape. Nigga look out his window and just be happy as hell. Like, I done this off the back of my father's money. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I don't know. But if he did, let's just say Anton did get some inheritance from his father's death. Your parents should set you up and have life insurance so you can benefit financially off their death if that family member was a pinnacle and financial provider in the family. People try to give him a lot of flack for that. I'm not about to get a nigga a lot of flack for that if that's true. Because what he did is he probably multiplied, tripled, quadrupled it. And he did exactly what the fuck he needed to do. You feel me? But let's get into something else.